avail.
Hello, Bashar. Good day. If all time exists now, then that means there's already a soul for every body that will ever exist. So my question is it possible for our soul to take on anyone's body in another life, even if that body has been part of another person's oversoul? Thank you. Bye.
No. As you have already said, all things exist right now. The idea of time is what makes it seem as if it doesn't. And the idea of the experience from a linear perspective is that everybody has a soul already. So you cannot take over another soul. You are the soul you are. You will experience what you experience within your soul, but as you change the idea, reincarnationally speaking, of the body that goes with it, your soul is different. You are the other soul. And from a higher perspective, from all that is, then you are all that is, experiencing all the different ways that all that is can experience itself. That translates into the idea of the multitude of souls that all that is is. We understand this can be somewhat confusing, but it depends upon the level that you're looking at it from, the perspective you're looking at it from. So in order to not be confused, you have to understand that asking the question from a particular level can help the answer be more clear rather than mixing the levels that you're asking the question from.
Hello, Bashar. I would like to ask about Kundalini energy. What are the practical steps to make it rise? I wonder what to do if you can already feel it at the bottom of your spine, but it does not really want to rise. Like, how do you work with it? How do you make any progress with it? Practically. Thank you very much. Much love from Prague. Jan.
Again, a lot of it has to do with following the formula more precisely, really acting on your passion strongly, allowing yourself to be okay with being in the higher vibrational state and applying that outwardly in service to humanity. Synchronicity will bring about the conditions and the opportunities for you to feel that energy rising along your spine or in whatever way, shape, or form it needs to, but don't insist that that has to be the way you feel it. It can be experienced in any number of ways, including simply in the moment an overall ecstatic feeling when you are flowing in your energy and being of service to others. That can be representative of the full Kundalini experience, even though you may not feel it rise specifically or literally up your spine.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
I'm good, thank you.
What
I'm
would
so
you like to
excited to be
discuss?
here today talking to you.
It is our passion and our pleasure to talk to you as well. What would you like to discuss?
Yes, so a couple months ago, I went to sleep and woke up like different. I don't know how to explain it. It's like
I know how to explain it. You are always different. It's just that you are now more aware of the differences that you always are.
Okay, that makes more sense because I'm like things like that used to be interesting is no longer. Like
Yes.
now it's like okay, so like
Yes.
so what? Like
Remember that you are shifting billions of times a second. It's just that most of you are not really aware of that because it happens so smoothly. But when you start expanding your consciousness, you start becoming aware that you are actually literally a different person every moment. So when you become more aware of that, you will start to experience feeling very different than you used to feel because you're becoming aware of the fact that you are always literally a different person moment to moment to moment. It's part of the expansion of your consciousness, the expansion of your bandwidth, and your ability to perceive what's going on in terms of how you actually create your physical reality experience.
gotcha. And also, like my friends, like my best friend, you used to talk all the time. And
Yes.
now it's like all the stuff she talking about. I'm like, I am not interested in those anymore.
Yes, of course, I understand. You may not right now be vibrationally compatible on those things. It may not be important for you to absorb those. She may change too eventually or not, but it doesn't really matter. You will gravitate to what you are vibrationally attuned to that helps move you forward.
Got it. All right. My next question is, last month, I was on the phone talking to my husband and I had an episode for a stroke. And I felt it and it lasted a second, but it felt like it wasn't, it's me, but it's not me. That makes
Yes.
sense?
Yes.
And when I went to the hospital, they didn't find anything wrong, but I know I didn't imagine it. I felt all the whole experience.
Yes, well, this is similar to what you're already talking about in terms of understanding that when more of your soul is coming through you, it completely changes your personality expression to match the frequency, the more energy that you are expressing of your true soul vibration. So it will feel like a sort of earthquake shift in your neurological net, in your brain, in your neurology. It will feel like you have truly had a quake within your system.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's okay. So my next question is, I have a son, an 11-year-old son. I want to know how I can help them. I understand that they choose their their parents to come here
Yes.
to experience.
Yes.
But what can I do on my end?
All parents and teachers can have the creativity and imagination to create scenarios for their children that allow them to understand the consequences of their choices before they make those choices in outer society, so that they can make those choices in a safe place and understand their consequences of those choices, because everyone is connected. You can teach them that they are not isolated, they are connected to everyone, and it's important what choices they make, for they can always understand how to make choices that allow them to experience self-empowerment without having to hurt themselves or anyone else in order to get what they need in life. Teach them the formula that we share with all of you, for that's how you create your reality. Allow them to understand how powerful they are as a soul. They will then understand how to grow up into balanced and mature adults who can make positive and creative choices that benefit all and be of service to humanity, knowing that if they are of service to humanity, then the whole will serve them as well.
Got it. And that answered my next question, because he was so excited that I was going to talk to you. He's like, to ask you how to be his true self. And I was like, I think you
Follow
just
the
answered
formula. Follow the formula. And also, again, if there is anything that they actually really, truly need to know to thrive in physical reality, find a way with your creative imagination to teach them the lesson according to what excites them, instead of trying to diminish their excitement into the lesson. Adapt the lesson in the form that excites them. Let them learn that they are excited to learn.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
All right. Have a good one. Love you.
Our unconditional love to you as well.
Bye.
Goodbye.
So my question is, I have a hard time to accept the now, and I know it should be that I'm in the perfect moment at the right time, but I have a hard time managing raising two young kids in a Western society with limited sources, because we do homeschooling and we don't believe in the system here anymore, and we want to be more free, and that's my goal, to get out of the system and move somewhere abroad. But my wish to be there now is so big that I cannot accept the now. And I'm burned out because of, I don't know, it's just too much here. So I don't know how to accept the now when my future, where I want to be, is so strong. Yeah, so my question is, how can I do that?
The idea is that if your now is telling you that you need to be somewhere else, then you need to take the actions that will bring you there to the best you can. That may be what your now is telling you. Accepting the now for what it is can also be the kind of now that encourages you to take the actions to change what you're experiencing in your now that you would more likely prefer. So use the now to be inspired to take whatever actions you can to bring about what you prefer without insistence or assumption. Just let synchronicity show you where you need to wind up. That's how to use what's going on now to propel you forward into experiencing a different kind of now. I'm not saying you have to accept all the things that are in the now. You obviously have your preferences and what's vibrationally compatible and not compatible with you. That's not what accepting the now means. Accepting the now means you understand that the circumstances that exist now can be utilized, if you utilize them creatively, in a way to propel you forward. It's just accepting that where you are now is what inspires you to be more of who it is you prefer to be. That's all it takes. So take whatever actions are necessary, whatever you are capable of acting on, that will allow you to move forward. Use your inspiration and imagination. There may be many other ways, many other paths than you think are possible. So open up in the now to the idea of receiving inspiration and information and opportunities synchronistically that can allow you to take the actions necessary to move you in the direction of what it is you say would be a more preferable existence for you in your new now.
Hello, how are you, my friend?
Perfect, and you?
I'm good, I'm great. I'm really happy to engage with you. Bashar, my question is, I often and have for a long time been going and meditating to connect with you guys out into nature. Recently, there's been a lot more contact with, I'll call it contact, with these golden orbs of light that sort of flash bulb to kind of greet me, and then they've actually kind of come down, to look at me or inspect me. What is going on with this?
You are developing and practicing an ability to stretch your senses out to other dimensions and other realms. These are members of your soul team, your soul family, helping you practice this, getting used to their vibrations and energies so that you can raise your vibration in a way that will put you in more direct contact with other frequencies beyond your soul family. So they are helping you. Some of it involved with elementals. Some of it is connected to extra dimensionals and extraterrestrials, but the majority of what you're experiencing is your soul family and your soul team and angelic beings all helping you practice getting used to perceiving those higher frequency energies.
Oh, that's wonderful, because actually I reach out to them also. So that is wonderful. Now on with respects to the Interstellar Alliance, I consider myself as a member of the Interstellar Alliance because I act on the formula, acting on my highest excitement as often as I can in the moment. And that being the case in this moment, this is me acting on the formula in the moment. Is it possible? Recently, I will go to Joshua Tree to connect with you guys. Can you give some of us that are in the group some flyby sightings, maybe to familiarize us with a little more of your energy in certain places of either your choosing or our choosing?
Possibly. We cannot say for certain yet. Just go and do it in the area and see what happens. It is not fully determined yet, but possibly.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. I love you all. Love and light to all beings everywhere.
Our unconditional love to you as well. Thank you. Ave.
Okay.